What's going on, everyone? Bobbybarks here, and welcome back to my FM24 Journeyman series. This is episode 25. We are in the year 2040. We are with Liverpool. We've just won the English Premier League, and now we have our sights set on conquering Europe next season. We're right where we left off at the end of the 39/40 season. This is the team sorted by average rating. We are going to be making a few changes in the summer. So what I'm going to do now is jump forward right through to the end of the summer transfer window. We'll have played a few Premier League games in the 2040-41 season, and we'll see what sort of business we've done. Okay, this is just before the season ticked over. We signed 3 players, which was Richard Tagliano, Khalid Al-Hawsawi and Akial Gouliam. The top 2 are right wingers, and Akial Gouliam is a Belgium centre midfielder, attacking centre midfielder. We did let Hawassi go out on loan to Sheffield United straight away, and we've sold Gonzalo Reyes to Al Ittihad for 28.5 million, potentially rising to 31 points. So when the season ticks over, I picked up quite a number of players on free transfers as their contracts were expiring. Ericsson Silva is a winger, is a left winger. He can also play as a striker. Labordus from Ajax. Benjamin Lara from Tottenham is a Mexican goalkeeper. Mikel Pradera from Osasuna. And Valdemir Brun from AAB. We've also signed Randy Roma. I love my names here on the new gen side. Ashley McWilliams, also on a free transfer. He was English. He was released by, I can't remember which club it was, another English club, but he's a striker, looks pretty good. Matthew Van Loo from Standard Liège for 44.5 million. Jean-Philippe Foreman from Sporting CP for 35 million. And Francesco Bailly from Fiorentina for 19.5 million. Kane Gallagher from PSG for 50 million. Kane Gallagher is a homegrown player. He was brought in to try and meet that quota. In terms of players going out, I'll sort this by transfer value for you so you can see where the big bucks came from. Gabriel Henrique went to Arsenal for 56 million. Emmanuel Acosta, Real Madrid, 47.5 million. Massimo Delfino to Newcastle for 32.5, potentially rising to 45. Cyprian Aprescu, Hertha Berlin, 27.5 million. Maicon Sporting, my old club, 15.75 million. Pavel Hendrick to Roma for 8.5. Adam Miles, Burnley, 8.25. All those players there on the right hand side. We've got big money, over 200 million for all those sales, and none of them were in my first team squad. They were either out on loan last season or playing in the reserves, or they might have just been like a third or fourth choice in the first team squad. So pretty pleased with the business that we've been able to do. I feel like we've improved the squad massively, and I will show you that next. So this is now the squad. The only thing I'm struggling with is homegrown players. It is absolutely challenging to try and get the quota correct, and that's why I've had to spend a bit of money on players like Kane Gallagher just to bring in that homegrown quota. I've paid 50 million for him, and he's not going to be a first team starter, but I needed, people in the squad that I could register that were classed as homegrown. And this is why I've got players like Luke Collins. Neil Shaw is generally a first team starter in that centre midfield, but he's not the best midfielder I've got. And I've brought in Ashley McWilliams on a free, who was obviously released from another Premier League club. So we are struggling. I think looking through the squad, I think the only player that starts regularly is Neil Shaw. I don't think any of the others do, which is where the struggles lay. There's not many English players that are available and good enough to come in and make a difference, or even homegrown players. I mean, Kane Gallagher's Irish, but he's still classed as homegrown. So yeah, it is difficult at the minute to try and do that, but we do have a very good squad. It's a squad I'm content with, that I think can challenge for European honours. We'll just go through what I'm kind of predicting as the starting 11. So Foreman is Portuguese goalkeeper, 4-star, potentially rising to 4.5-star. His value is immense. He is a great player. Padilla is fantastic, like I said, last season. I mean, look, so far this season, he's got 4 assists in 5 games already. Texeira and Medina at centre-back are fabulous. Zadanev at left-back is world-class. Knobloch's doing a fantastic job. Stop it with the names. Knobloch's doing a fantastic job as DM. Neymar Buck is absolutely world-class. Labordus, who I brought in for free as a centre midfielder, world class again. You know, he's even better than Buck, and he's kind of taken Neil Shaw's place as a regular. But Neil obviously comes in when these two are injured, tired, suspended, or international duty or whatever. Randy Roma, lovely name. He's now my starting right winger. Emmanuel Marine was fabulous for us last season. We've kept hold of him. He's going to be playing as a left winger. Reinhold has been starting as the starting striker so far this season, although he's not got off to the best of starts. Ilan Brosh down here, as you can see, 6 in 5 with 1 assist, is still world class. He will come in and replace Reinhold at some point. Reinhold is the understudy that is learning from the mentor with his Brosh. Brosh is wanted by Barcelona and Real Madrid still. And if they come in with a substantial bid of over 100 million, I will probably let him go given his age. And given the fact that I've got the likes of Reinhold as backup. Ashley McWilliams as well, the guy I brought in for free. Not got off to the best of starts, but look at those attributes. He's he's great. For free. Why wouldn't you? And meets that homegrown quota as well. So, you know, there's always other players available that you can try and bring in, but I feel like we've got a very, very good squad that should comfortably win the league and challenge for the Champions League. So let's jump forward now to January and we'll see how we've done in the first half of the season. Well, I mean, it's not going great. We're 7 points behind Chelsea. We've lost 4 games. Chelsea, I think I've said previously that Chelsea are just... Whatever save I've got on FM24, Chelsea are really, really good in the future. But yeah, it's been difficult. Everton are 1 place below us. They've only lost 1 game. They've drawn more than they've won though, so that's why they're only 5th. And Chelsea's only defeat also came to Tottenham. So Tottenham, the giant killers of this campaign. So yeah, we've lost 4 games. Home to Arsenal, away to Leeds, away to Newcastle, away to Brighton. The home defeat to Arsenal, difficult to swallow. Don't like losing at home, you know I don't. And the away defeats have not really come against anyone at the top. Leeds, in fact, are second from bottom. Newcastle are up there, challenging their second, and Brighton are down in the bottom half as well. So really difficult games to swallow defeat to, but it is what it is. Let's have a look at the squad. Squad sorted by average rating. We'll discount Luke Collins, he's only made 1 start, but Brosh is doing what Brosh does. 21 goals in 20 starts, wonderful. Neil Shaw's had a few runs in the team. He's doing really well when he plays. Randy Roma has come in and he's doing wonderful. What a player he is. 18 goal contributions and 21 starts. Labordus has hit the ground running with us as well. Another fabulous signing for us. The Belgium young kid's not really had much game time, but he's done alright when he has. Zadanov doing really well. Neymar Buck, world-class midfielder as well. Absolutely fantastic from him. So, yeah, other than that, we've been a little bit hit and miss, really. Not as consistent as I thought in the league. Let's have a look how we've got on in some of the cup competitions. We've had quite a tricky run, I would say. Obviously, Burton at home in the 3rd round was something that we should have comfortably won. But then an away tie to Arsenal, where we won 3-2, was good. And then we managed to get past Newcastle, who are second in the table and have beaten us in the league. Managed to get past them on penalties. And next we've got Manchester United in the semi-final in the two-legger. So we'll see how we get on there. FA Cup's obviously not started yet. Let's have a look at the Champions League. Started okay, and we have had some tricky games, and I do feel like we'll qualify because the next two games are at home against lower reputable clubs, so we should go through. But we beat Dortmund and Leipzig, we beat Standard Liège away, but then we've had three tricky ties away from home against Benfica, Bayern and Ajax. I was okay about getting the draws, a bit upset about losing away at Ajax, but you know, it is what it is. They are a good team. Bayern and Benfica are both good teams, so not too disheartened. We're pleased we've got the home wins against the German teams, and now we've got two home games to close it out, which I feel we should win, and we should qualify. We'll just have a quick look at the table. So we're in 12th spot. We'll definitely win the next game, which will put us on 14 points, which will see us through, I think. Should see us through to at least a qualifying stage. And if we can beat Nice at home, who are a good team, but I feel like we should be beating them. If we can beat them at home, we should then qualify automatically in the top 8 spots. So, we'll jump forward now to the end of the January transfer window. We'll have a look at what signings we did in January. Okay, we are back, end of January. We only made one signing. It is somebody that I've signed twice before. So at Sao Paulo, we signed Michael Hurtado, Colombian, and then when we were at Bayer Leverkusen, we signed him, and now I've brought him from Leverkusen to Liverpool. You might be asking why I've done that, given the strength and depth we had in those positions. If you look on the right-hand side, you will probably see, probably halfway down, that Ilan Brosh has left the club. He has gone to Real Madrid for 151, potentially 152 million pound. It was an offer I couldn't turn down. He turned 30, and I think that sort of value for that aged player, when we can bring in a young world-class star in Hurtado. And don't get me wrong, I would have loved Kevin Aponza, but he's at Man City, so he's not going to come to us. Not for like 300 million or something. So, yes, Brosh has gone, unfortunately. He was a world-class striker, and I think he'll probably continue to be a world-class striker for the next year or two. But Hurtado is, in my opinion, going to be better. So that's why we did what we did. We've let some other players go as well. Jorge Gomez has gone to Napoli for 50 million. Robbie Norton's gone to Watford for 30 million. Daniel Williams to Leeds for 30 million. Carlos Sanchez to Juventus for 20 million. Players that weren't playing. Williams, I was a bit unsure about whether to let go or not, because he is an upcoming striker that's come through the Liverpool Academy and classes as homegrown, but he was never, I don't think he was going to be good enough to play, to be honest. So kind of wanted to hang on to the homegrown players that were coming through the academy, but I decided to let him go in the end. I feel like bringing in Hurtado just cut off all his chances of making first team appearances. So this is what it is. That's what we've done. So overall in the season, we've made nearly £500 million, and we've spent 339 million. And in terms of the league table, we've caught up a little bit. We're 5 points behind Newcastle and Chelsea. We have a game in hand on Newcastle, not on Chelsea. So we'll see how that goes. Looks like Chelsea's drawn some games because they've not lost anything. Ilan Brosh was the leading goal scorer in the league before his sale, as well as the top average rating. And he also got 5 player of the matches, as you can see down there. So, yeah, it's going okay. Let's just have a quick look at the results from January. So we're in and around this bit. We did lose at home to Arsenal, which I think I showed you just before we jumped forward. We drew away at Manchester United. We beat Manchester United in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. We've beat Dartford 9-0 in the FA Cup. We've had a draw away at Southampton in the league. A home win against Newcastle, which was an important win. Really good result for us considering they are up there challenging. That's helped close the gap between us and them. And then when it comes to Nice, we have drawn at home with them. I'm just trying to see. Oh, sorry. That was the league phase, wasn't it? I thought that was the knockout stages then for a minute. But no, we beat Carvina 6-0, and then we've drawn at home with Nice. So we did qualify, I think, for the playoffs only. We didn't get into the top 8 because of that draw with Nice. If we'd have won, we'd have qualified. We'd have finished 4th instead of Marseille. But Rennes from France finished top. Wow. So we're through to the next round of that. So what I'm going to do now is jump forward to the end of the season. We'll have a look at what's happened, and then we'll do a live com at the end. So it's not been completely plain sailing. It's come down to the last game of the season. We are 2 points behind Chelsea. Newcastle are only a point behind us, and Aston Villa are only 2 points behind them. However, it can only be won by us, Liverpool or Newcastle. 3-way tie. We are away to Brentford. Chelsea are away to Portsmouth, which you'd expect them to win. And Newcastle are away to Tottenham, which is probably the most difficult fixture for all three of us. So I think Newcastle will struggle. They've got to win, and then us and Chelsea have got to lose. So it is going to be tricky for them, but Chelsea should be the favourites. They're away to Portsmouth, who are down near the bottom. We are away to Brentford, who are fighting against relegation. So they need to win in order to not be relegated. So that's going to be tricky. So that's going to be a live com between us and Brentford. We'll try and keep a look on the Chelsea and the Newcastle results during the game. But yeah, potentially not going to win it. Which, when I said at the start of the video we should be comfortably winning the league, is probably a little bit overconfident. But yeah, it is what it is, unfortunately. Let's have a look at the cup competitions. We'll start with the Carabao Cup. As you know from previously, we overcome Manchester United in the semi-final, and then we drew against Chelsea in the final, who we absolutely spanked 6-1. Which, you know, given that they're the ones that are challenging us for the league at the top, was a tremendous result. We have a very good record in cup finals against other English teams. I think you remember we beat Man United 7-0 in the Carabao Cup final last season. So yeah, we've defended the Carabao Cup. The League Cup is ours again, so it's nice to pick up another trophy. Let's have a look at the FA Cup. Well, we are through to the final, and we had a difficult journey getting here, playing Arsenal and Chelsea away. We didn't have any home games, and then we played Manchester United in the semi-final, where we won after extra time, and now we've got Tottenham in the final. If I get time, I'll do that as a live com as well, but I kind of want to see what happens with the league first. Let's have a look at the Champions League. Well, we went out in the knockout stage to Nice. So, yeah, we lost 1-0 away and then drew 1-1 at home. And we struggled, really struggled. I don't know what it is. The French teams are on the rise, and Nice knocked us out in the playoffs. The board weren't happy, the supporters weren't happy. Thought I might be at risk of my job, and if I don't win the league and I don't win the FA Cup and I'm just walking away with the Carabao Cup, I don't know what's going to happen, if I'm honest. We'll have to see. My job could be at risk because the board were demanding significant silverware and the supporters were demanding significant silverware. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. I don't think I'll lose my job, given we've challenged and we've won a trophy, but Yeah, we'll see. So, in terms of the squad, this is it sorted by average rating again. Remy Marcal is a kid that's come up through the youths that I've been given a chance. He looks really good. In fact, he looks like a perfect wonder kid. Look at those stats. I mean, he's come through our youth academy. He looks absolutely wonderful. I just wish he was a little bit quicker. But other than that, he looks world class. So we've been giving him a couple of shots in the first team. Luke Collins hasn't really played. Potato's done well, 9 goal contributions and 8 starts. Pleased with him. Poulsen we recalled from loan, and we've been giving him a few chances in the first team. He's now got 14 and 17. Seems to be. I thought Reinhold would be the better of the two when I signed them, but Poulsen's doing better. Reinhold's done okay, 12 goals and 8 assists in 34, but I don't know what it is about Poulsen. He always seems to pop up 19 goal contributions in 17. So Randy Roma, 21 goals in 32. What a player. What a player Randy Roma is. Labordas has done well in centre midfield as well. So, yeah, I mean, you can see there for yourselves, just we've had a better second half of the season. Other than the Champions League exit, we've had a good second half of the season. So, I'm content with how things are going so far. So, let's go play the live com against Brentford, see whether we can reclaim the Premier League title. Okay, so we are here. Brentford lining up with a 4-4-2. We're lining up with our 4-1-2-2-1. And we'll see how we go. Just skip through all this straight into the game. Let me just check we've got match speed correct. We have, because I do mess about with that when I'm not recording, and sometimes I forget to drop it back down in the second to last game before I do a live com. Because I generally just have everything on very fast. Try and get through the games as quick as I can. I don't holiday any games. I know other people do that on YouTube. They'll holiday through, so they'll set the tactic, they'll set the players that they want to play, formation and everything like that. They'll set all that and then just holiday through, leaving it to the assistant manager to make substitutes and team talks and things like that. And that's fine. They get through seasons quicker doing it that way. I want to play the game. I want to play these games. Oh my God, Donaldson's through, and he's given Brentford the lead. Oh my Jesus Christ! Not off to the best of starts there, boys. I couldn't see what were going off with the results down there. But... Oh, nice little play out of the box. Marin plays it across to Roma. Poulsen plays it through to Shaw. Shaw makes it 1-1. What a great finish. What a great run from the dynamic centre midfielder, purchased from Manchester City, who didn't want him. One of my first signings here when I arrived at Liverpool, nearly 2 years ago now. 2 years ago since we arrived here. Brentford are looking good, but nice defending in there from Zedanov. Foreman's been a fantastic signing in goal. It was an absolute find, wasn't it, him? This is good play, this. This is very good play. Does that go through the referee's legs? Marin puts it... needed to play it earlier, Marin. Oh, great work from Shaw. Great work. We've still got it, though. Zedanov. Is he going to have a smash? I'm not sure what that is, but it was comfortable for Beko. The results are going off too quick. I can't see what's going on with the results down there. Medina. Bringing it out of defence, but there's nowhere to go. Labordas Great ball through. And Poulsen's finish was weak. Can't see what's going on down here. Chelsea are losing 4-0. Losing 4-0 to Portsmouth. I think I saw Newcastle were winning. So is things... no. If I don't win, Newcastle are going to win the league. Even a draw's not good enough. Newcastle are winning at Tottenham 2-1. And us and Chelsea are both losing. Chelsea are getting thumped. Not sure what's going on there. Come on, lads. Get motivated. Potatoes on the bench. We have options on the bench. We have very, very good players on the bench that can hopefully come on and make a difference. That's a great ball through. Roma's in there. Oh my God. I don't think it was offside anyway. He looked like he's carrying a bit of a knock though as well, didn't he? We'll give it to 60 minutes and we might bring... I mean, Roma's not having the best of games, to be honest. He's not been the Randy Roma that we know he can be. Buck, what a player. What a player. Plays it back and Shaw can't find the target. Chelsea are 5-0 down. Newcastle are now drawing. So I think this means that Chelsea will still win the league if all these results stay as they are. Let's bring Hurtado on. Poulsen's not doing great. We might have to look at bringing... Oh my God, did we just hit the bar from a free kick? I just completely missed that highlight while we were making the substitution. Xera, that's Adelia. Shaw, can't get on the little borders. Zadanov, gonna go round. Gonna play it back and it's a corner. Yeah, Randy Roma's not having a great game, so I think that's the right substitution to make. We might have to look at bringing Poulsen off. I mean, he's having a good game. Marin's not having a good game though, is he? Oh, we need to do something because this time's flying away. Marin is not having the best of games. Let's bring Silver on. Give a shout. Encourage. Come on, boys. Come on. We've only got 5 minutes. This is a golden opportunity to defend our title. It's going to be just blown away. I don't know what happens if we draw. Did I say we're a point behind Chelsea? I think we just need a goal. Unless Newcastle win. On. Oh, good. Nice. Go on, Poulsen. Go on. What is that? What is that? That is just a desperate attempt. Time's ticking away. We've absolutely... And Newcastle are winning. Newcastle won the league. I can't speak. I cannot speak. Oh my God. We have capitulated at Brentford. And Newcastle have won the Premier League. Brentford still got relegated, even though they beat us. Oh my God, Barks faces inquest after surprising loss to him. Oh my God, we need to win the FA Cup. Right, I'll jump forward to the FA Cup. We'll do this as a live com as well after that ridiculous performance. Okay, we are here for the final. I'm using a different tactic for this one. I've moved away from the tried and tested. This is one where I play 3 strikers and a left winger. This is one that I have been using on and off in the league in the second half of the season, and I think it did help improve his performance. I kind of just wanted to use the tried and tested one for the game against Brentford because I thought that would be enough. But I want to showcase this one for you in the final, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, does it? But I feel like we need to give it a shot. in a major competition. So in an important fixture. We'll see how we get on. Marin plays it across to Silva, who rises above everyone despite his small stature. And we are 1-0 up after just 6 minutes of the FA Cup final. What a great start. They've had a kicking. The boys have had a kicking after that defeat to Brentford. I just cannot believe it. Cannot believe that. I said, didn't I, at the start of the season we should be comfortably winning the league. And we should. We should, with the quality that we've got in there. And Newcastle and Chelsea have got good teams, don't get me wrong. They've got good squads. But nothing compared to the depth and the strength of the squad that we've got. They've got a good 15, 16 players. We've got a good 20, 25. When we went out of the Champions League early, we shouldn't have lost the league. They're just... Anyway, I'm not going to drone on about it. Labordas plays it in, and Reinhold heads it over the bar from 3 yards out. What a class act. Bring back Brosh, surely forget. Yeah, if I'd have had Brosh, I don't think I'd have lost that. So, I think what we're going to do, I'm going to do one more season. I said to you in the last video or the video before that this series is coming to an end. There's other things I want to do with FM24, and this Journeyman series started on FM23. You know, it's been it's a save that we're ported across to FM24, and it's been a long series that I kind of want to bring to a conclusion. Like I said, there's other things I want to do, and I've been doing that with... that's a penalty. For sure, penalty. I've been doing other things with the Crystal Palace save and the Director of Football save, which I hope you've been watching, I hope you've been interested in, but there is a number of other series that I want to do. So this really needs to finish. It does take up a lot of time, does this one. Oh my God, what is going wrong with Poulsen all of a sudden? My computer does struggle when we get to sort of like season 2040, 2041. It starts to take a long time to crunch through the dates because it's got a lot of data in there that needs to process. So yeah, the only leagues I've got open at the minute is England and Spain. And because if the Real Madrid or the Barcelona job came up in the summer, I think that's something that I kind of like to finish at. But I think only if we stay at Liverpool over the summer, if we don't get the sack, then one more season. If we move to Real Madrid or Barcelona in the summer, we might do 2 seasons. But yeah, there's definitely one more video, potentially 2. We'll see how we get on. I was just about to say we're looking comfortable here, but this seems to be Spurs' first attack, but it was a good save from his keeper there, so we've denied them, although the highlight's not finished. They're coming back with a corner. Bush putting it in. Marin's got it away, nice one, but the highlight's not over yet. Yes, finally over. Right, let's have a look at what subs we can make. So, Reinhold's been a little bit nervous. Let's bring him off for Hurtado. Kind of want to give Remy Martial a go. So we'll bring Marin off. We'll show you Martial. If we're still at Liverpool next season, this kid's going to be a regular starter. Showed you him earlier, didn't I? One of the best youth players that I've seen come through a youth academy of a team that I've been managing. He looks top notch. Martial puts the corner in, and they could potentially break away from this. Nope, the highlight's finished. 15 minutes to go, we are 1-0 up. It is looking like it's all Tottenham at the minute, although Laporta just robbed the ball back there. We've now got possession again, which is good. Martial out there on the left, plays it across the Sado shot. Goes whistling over the bar. Time's ticking down. Come on. Would be nice to pick up the FA Cup. We didn't win this last season, did we? I think we got knocked out either in the semi-final or the final. Can't remember. All my saves are blurring into one. He looked offside. Yeah, easy. So yeah, we'll bring this series to a close. The Crystal Palace one will probably be a 5-video series, and the Director of Football one I'll finish if we win the league. If not, I'll just do 10 videos of that, and then we'll move on to something new. So we've won the FA Cup, which is great, wonderful to see. Captain is going to lift that up, which I think is near my book. And there we are. Champions of domestic cup competitions. So this is the squad as we see it right now, and you know, if I stay here for another season, there's going to have to be some changes. I'm going to have to bring in some homegrown players. I'm going to have to let some stars go and replace them with homegrown players somewhere along the lines. I mean, some of these players that we signed for minimal fees, like Knobloch, is now worth nearly 100 million. So, you know, those are the type of players that I could probably look to shift on. Medina's 29 now as well. We could probably look at shifting him on and bringing in a homegrown centre-back. So, yeah, there's a few things that we need to do if we stay here another season. Some players I think might have been here long enough to start qualifying as homegrown that we brought in, like Reinhold and Poulsen. Brought those in when they were 18, so they might change to homegrown maybe at some point, I'm not quite sure. So yeah, a few things to do, and we'll see how we get on. But really appreciate your view. Thank you for sticking with this series. I know it's been a long ride, and I really enjoyed it. I hope you continue to support it for the next video or two, and then continue to support the channel as we move on to other series on FM24. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for your view. I hope you have a great day. Stay safe, and bye for now.